In July 2019, 17-year-old Bianca Devins was brutally killed by Brandon Clark, a man she had met online. The horrific incident gained national attention not just for the brutality of the murder, but also because Clark posted graphic photos of Devins's body on Instagram, which quickly went viral on the platform. Join us as we delve into this heartbreaking case and the lessons we can learn from it about online safety and the dangers of unchecked social media use. Bianca Devins was born on October 2, 2001, in Utica, New York. She was the youngest child of Kim Devins and her husband, Mario, and had 2 older sisters. Bianca was described by her family and friends as a creative and talented artist who enjoyed drawing and painting. She attended Thomas R. Proctor High School in Utica, where she was an honor roll student and a member of the school's art club. Bianca had struggled with mental health issues, including depression and anxiety, for several years. She had been open about her struggles on social media platforms like Instagram. Posting on Instagram was a way for Bianca to cope with her mental health challenges and to connect with others who shared her interests. She found a sense of community and belonging in online spaces, which provided her with support and comfort during difficult times. Her posts often showcased her love for fashion, makeup, and anime, and she received positive feedback and encouragement from her followers. Bianca's art was a source of pride and joy for her, and she had plans to pursue a career in art and design. Bianca Devins met Brandon Andrew Clark on Instagram in early 2019. Clark had been following Bianca on the platform for some time before they started communicating. Their initial conversations were friendly, and they quickly discovered that they had common interests in art and anime. Over time, their conversations became more romantic, and they eventually started dating online. There is limited information available about Brandon's childhood. According to media reports, Clark was born in 1997 and grew up in Bridgeport, a small town near Utica. According to court records, Jason Clark, Brandon's father, was convicted of criminal contempt in 2004 for violating an order of protection. He was sentenced to 6 months in jail and 3 years of probation. In 2005, he was charged with second-degree assault and endangering the welfare of a child after he allegedly punched his girlfriend's 11-year-old son in the face. He pleaded guilty to a reduced charge of third-degree assault and was sentenced to probation and community service. It's unclear how much of an influence Clark's father had on his behavior, and it's important to note that individuals are not responsible for the actions of their family members. However, the fact that Clark's father had a history of violence and legal troubles has led some to speculate about possible factors that may have contributed to Clark's own violent behavior. He was described as a talented athlete in high school, playing football and wrestling. After graduating from high school in 2015, he attended the State University of New York at Oswego, where he studied biology and participated in the school's wrestling team. It is not clear if Clark had any significant behavioral or mental health issues during his childhood or adolescence. However, his online behavior in the years leading up to Bianca's murder suggests that he may have struggled with mental health problems, including depression and social isolation. He had a history of posting concerning and disturbing content on social media platforms, including violent images and self-harm. Bianca and Brandon's relationship was tumultuous from the start. Clark became possessive and jealous of Bianca, frequently checking her phone and social media accounts and becoming angry when she interacted with other men online. Bianca tried to make the relationship work, hoping that Clark would change his behavior. She even invited him to visit her in Utica in July 2019. The nature of their relationship, characterized by Clark's possessiveness and jealousy, suggests that it was a toxic and abusive one. Bianca's family and friends have since spoken out about the importance of recognizing the signs of abusive relationships and providing support for those who may be in danger. Bianca and Brandon attended a concert together in New York City on July 13, 2019. The concert, which featured a lineup of electronic music artists, was held at the Marquee nightclub in Manhattan. According to media reports, the couple arrived at the concert together and spent much of the night dancing and enjoying the music. They were seen taking photos and videos of themselves throughout the evening, which they later shared on social media. However, the night took a dark turn after the concert ended. Bianca and Clark got into an argument, which reportedly started after Clark saw Bianca talking to another man. The argument escalated into a physical altercation, with Clark allegedly choking Bianca and hitting her with a large knife. On July 14, 2019, Clark posted several graphic images of her body on Instagram and on a Discord server that was dedicated to discussing anime and other topics related to Japanese culture. The images were extremely disturbing and depicted Devins' body with extensive injuries, including a deep cut across her throat. Clark also posted several disturbing captions on Instagram and Discord, along with images of Bianca Devins' body after he murdered her. Some of the captions included, "It was her or me. I had no other choice. She loved me, I'll never forget that. I'll always love her. I'm sorry, Bianca. I'm glad that bitch is dead. I don't want anyone talking to her. You're all beneath me. She was my goddess, my Marilyn, my everything. She deserved it. I love you, baby." The images quickly spread online, with many users expressing outrage and disgust at the graphic and violent nature of the images. Many news outlets reported on the murder and the subsequent investigation, with some also covering the impact of the images on social media users and online communities. Some media outlets were criticized for sharing the graphic images of Devins' body, with many arguing that this was an insensitive and inappropriate way to cover the story. Others were praised for their responsible reporting and for highlighting the broader issues of domestic violence, mental health, and online safety that were raised by the case. Law enforcement became involved in the case after being alerted to the images by concerned social media users. The Utica Police Department released a statement condemning the images and confirming that they were investigating the case as a homicide. They also urged anyone with information about the case to come forward. The police collected physical evidence at the scene of the crime, including the murder weapon and other items that were found near Devins' body. Investigators also reviewed social media accounts associated with Clark and Devins to gain insight into their relationship and potential motives for the murder. Additionally, the police interviewed witnesses who had interacted with Clark and Devins leading up to the murder. This included friends and family members of the couple, as well as individuals who had attended the concert with them on the night of the murder. Clark was arrested at the scene of the crime and charged with second-degree murder. He later pleaded guilty to the charges and was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison. In the aftermath of the murder, advocates and organizations working on issues related to domestic violence and mental health spoke out about the need for greater support and resources for those affected by these issues. Many also called for increased education and awareness-raising efforts to help prevent incidents like this from happening in the future. Despite the horrific nature of her death, Bianca's memory is celebrated by those who knew and loved her. Her artwork and creative talents are still admired by many, and she is remembered for her kind heart, her empathy for others, and her passion for life. In the aftermath of her murder, many have also worked to honor Bianca's memory by advocating for greater awareness and action around issues of domestic violence, mental health, and online safety. Some have launched campaigns and initiatives in her name, while others have shared their own stories of surviving domestic violence or coping with mental health challenges in the hopes of raising awareness and helping others. Have you ever been part of an abusive relationship? How did you get out of it? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you have to say. Please leave a like if you liked the video. That really helps with the algorithm. Also, consider subscribing to the channel for more true crime. Till next time, signing off. This has been Christina.